everyone. Now I have a question for you. Are you one of those people who everyone gets instantly attracted to? Or are you one of those people who everyone is kind of awkward or uncomfortable around? For years, I believed that what I said would attract people to me. I was so wrong. Now, of course, you must have good vocabulary, but that's not the whole package. Now pay close attention, because I'm here today to tell you something that you don't know. People who are known to be charismatic when they speak on stage, or those who crack their interview, or people who have a lot of people around them and everyone loves them, they have one common secret. A secret that makes them instantly likable. Yes, they give away some signals that make them attractive within the first 5 minutes of meeting them. So today I'm going to show you 3 main things that make you instantly attractive. To know what they are, stay tuned with me and watch this complete video on Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. Now these little babies are very useful. Yes, it is a known fact that the way your hands move or the right hand gestures show 2 things: intention and explanation. Let me help you understand. If people who meet you instantly know what your intentions are and what you're trying to exactly say, they will trust you and therefore like you more. You will therefore obviously end up being more charismatic. Now, I have observed that people who are socially successful have a list of certain hand gestures that they always use. Okay, so what are those gestures? First one is called the emotional hand gesture. So why is it called emotional? Okay, when you feel strongly about something, make sure your hand gesture is near the chest or somewhere around the heart. So in an interview, you can say, "I am deeply passionate about working with children." Or if you are going to be on stage and give a moving speech, you can say something like, "Now, this story I'm gonna tell you means so much to me." See? A simple hand gesture. But the person in front of you is going like, "Wow, she is passionate about what she is talking about, and she is definitely quite sincere about what she's saying." So guys, remember, use the emotional hand gesture to convey authenticity. Now, when you are talking, you always want to explain concepts, right? So it's important to use what I call the compare and contrast approach and then make your point. So there's a gesture for that. Let's see. For example, if I am talking about 2 things, one is listening and one is speaking in English to become fluent, I will say it like this. Now, listening is important because you get to understand the different sounds used in English words. However, speaking in English also makes you accustomed to using the right language in any situation. So that's why we need both to become fluent English speakers. What have I done? One hand talks about a certain point that I was trying to make, and then the other hand was also making another point, but then what did I do? I kind of joined both these ideas and brought them together to make people understand my final concept. In meetings at your workplace and places where important decisions are made, you will see top-level leaders always use these hand gestures very often. Now, sometimes we have to explain things in terms of increase or decrease, like growth or decline. So to explain both, This is how you do it. You can say, there has been a major increase in our supply this year. However, our demand is on the decline. Also, please remember that when you are talking about numbers within 5, it's a great idea to actually show them like this, like number 2 or number 3. So you can say, yes, it took us nearly 3 years to finally come out with this product. Actually, when you make gestures like these to show increase or decrease or numbers like a 3 or a 4, people remember you, they understand you, and they definitely give you attention. Now, this is my favorite one because it is what I call the we gesture. The we gesture shows unity. It shows that the people listening to you are involved in what you're saying to them. And that makes them feel loved. It makes them feel important. So you can say something like this. We as a team can make all the difference. As you can see, it's an outwardly gesture which shows that you are friendly and likable and very approachable. And that makes you very attractive to people. Now, I know that pointing has been considered to be rude, but I don't quite believe that's totally true. Sometimes when you want to make a very strong point and want people to give their immediate attention to you, you can point. However, to make it seem a little less aggressive, you can try pointing with your hand open, like this. So I can say something like this. You need to have true love and passion for your job if you want to make it a successful career. Or you can say, you have the capability to do whatever you set your heart upon. See, I'm drawing your attention without really pointing with my finger and coming all in your face, if you know what I really mean. So guys, remember, use the pointing gesture, but don't make it look too aggressive. Of course, at the end of everything, I want to make sure, and you want to make sure, that hand gestures should look genuine, which means that your hand gestures, whatever they may be, they should match your words. Okay? So don't use too many hand gestures either, because that may confuse people and think that you are a little weird. Okay? So use hand gestures, but use them appropriately. Now, along with hand gestures, the quality of your voice is so important. Back in the early days of my career, I was told that if people like your voice, they will be instantly attracted to you. So what's a good voice? Well, a good voice is one which is energetic. So instead of saying, I'm a data analyst, you can be a little bit more upbeat about it and say, I'm a data analyst. Now, depending on your message, it's also important to change the tone and the pitch of your voice. So if you are talking about something exciting, you can say it like this. Digital media is booming like nothing you've ever seen, and it's here to stay. But sometimes you need to have a sober voice when talking about routine things or when giving instructions for day-to-day tasks. That's when you can sound something like this. This switch right here will help you get to the doorway on the left, and that's where you make an exit. So, you see guys, vocal variety, as you can see, also shows your real intention and makes people remember you, and definitely makes people want to be with you and be around you. Now, I know everyone has heard about the power of a smile, and that it's kind of getting a little too cliche to even talk about it. The truth is that sometimes we don't even know that we are not smiling, or that our smile looks quite fake and as if it's plastered on our faces. My first presentation, I remember, was around 10 years ago, and After it was done, a friend told me, "Hey Seema, I liked your content, but why were you so nervous?" Can you believe that? I actually thought I was smiling and being pleasant throughout my talk, but I was actually giving away a really nervous smile. So guys, if you want to make sure your smile is genuine, here's what you should do. First, you need to try to make sure you loosen your jaw. Okay, so just make sure you kind of just loosen it out here, okay? And then breathe deep. And once you do that, your facial muscles will be relaxed enough to give the best smile you possibly can. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead and make the best first impression by making yourself likable and instantly attractive in less than 5 minutes. And before you go, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and send me comments about how this worked for you. And do not forget to press the bell icon. I'll see you with some more videos. Until then, this is me saying ta-da!